Hello fans and friends across the universe, and welcome to my YouTube channel From Me to You. My name's Keir Smith, back today with another Fab 4 video. I'm going through each of the Beatles' 12 UK studio albums and choosing my 4 favourite songs from each of those albums, my Fab 4. And today I'm choosing my Fab 4 from the Beatles' 8th UK studio album, Sgt Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Sgt Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band is of course a great album, an all-time classic. But I've always felt that the whole album is greater than the sum of its parts. And so choosing favourite songs for this album was a little bit more difficult than previous albums. I'd got 2 favourites down straight away, but the other 2 I had to have a good think about. But after some consideration, I've got my 4 songs together. I'm happy with them, so here they are. I'll start my list with what I think is probably the most obvious choice. I would expect this to be on most Beatles fans' list. It is of course A Day in the Life. John's plaintive vocals set to the gentle acoustic guitar in the verses is a thing of beauty in itself, and the tagline, "I'd love to turn you on," is inspired. And that leads to the orchestral swell that builds towards Paul's impressively jaunty middle 8 section that takes the song to another place entirely, another day in another life. It's brilliantly pieced together, 2 totally different pieces of music that go together perfectly. Then, after the final verse, the most incredible orchestrated sound built upon more and more to a deafening crescendo moment before that piano crashes down and rings out. It's completely euphoric and overwhelming. And then of course, after that piano fades away, we hear this backwards gibberish talk that plays the album out, thus giving birth to the hidden album track, A Day in the Life. Wow. It's easy to take it for granted after you've heard it a few hundred times, and I myself have been guilty of doing that, but wow. Up next, I'm going to go with She's Leaving Home, which is a song that I've always thought is so beautiful. I mean, it really tugs at my heartstrings. Paul's measured vocal is perfect, the falsetto delightful, and John's answer lines here are perfect too. We gave her most of our lives, sacrificed most of our lives. We gave her everything money could buy. They add a certain toughness to a song that is so lush and beautiful, and that's a nice juxtapose. And those lines that John sings there were apparently things that his Aunt Mimi had said to him. But the song and the arrangement, the dramatic orchestration against the narrative, it's so pretty. And when Paul sings something inside that was always denied for so many years, followed by that final "She's leaving home, bye bye," it's so sad, isn't it? It breaks my soft heart. Pass me a tissue, please. My third choice is Lovely Rita. From the bright acoustic opening to those dreamy harmonies, and then Paul comes in with a cheery vocal and you hear that sharp injection of brass. It's a song that brims with confidence, and Ringo plays some really nice drum fills on this track, especially just before that middle section when Paul says "Rita," and then George Martin goes into that lovely piano solo. It's a throwaway really, but an absolutely glorious one, and I really like the outro with all those quirky vocals and that heavy breathing and panting. I love it. Great song. My fourth and final choice may surprise some, but I'm going to go with Good Morning, Good Morning, which is a song that's too quickly dismissed. I think it's a superb piece of songwriting craft, built up from John seeing a TV commercial for Kellogg's, which is a popular cereal brand. But I like the tempo of this song. It's got energy, it's got drive, built around Ringo's firm backbeat. The brass is fantastic throughout, and you've got Paul's stinging guitar solo, which is so good. I wish it went on longer. And I love that thudding bass sound towards the end of the song. And then of course we get these animal noises that are actually put in some kind of order. Each successive animal is fiercer than its predecessor, so that's very clever, very cool. And it's an action-packed song and I dig it. So there you have it. They were my Fab 4 selections from the Beatles' Sgt Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band album. We had A Day in the Life, She's Leaving Home, Lovely Rita, and Good Morning, Good Morning. And as always, I'd love to know what your Fab Four selections are, so please leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Sgt Pepper's is a tricky one, so I'm keen to see what you come up with. And of course, I'll be back with my Fab Four selections from the Beatles White Album very soon, so stay tuned for that. Until then, peace and love. See you next time.